What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Darc Side Podcast. I'm David Viana.
I'm Matt Elias.
And today is a new day.
It's a new day, and it's a news day.
A news day.
That's right.
I like that. That was a good one. We've got a lot of erotic stories here for you, some more than others.
Yeah. So this is going to be another very special edition of...
Bit-it-do. My bad.
Darc Side News, the internet's most trusted source for everything you need to know in this dark world. So first up this week on the agenda, the toy company Hasbro. Remember Hasbro?
Yeah. A lot of good games.
Good games, good toys. For $4.1 billion, Hasbro has acquired Death Row, the hip-hop record label, and their whole catalog, including music by Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tupac.
Damn, Suge must have been desperate.
I didn't even think about Suge Knight.
Well, yeah, no one does anymore because he's in jail and he's washed up and he's a terrible person and he deserves everything he got.
The article says that they wouldn't describe Suge Knight as being family-oriented.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
That's the best way to put it, probably.
Run a guy over with his car over like
shit
$20 or something.
I don't even know if it was, but I forget what the whole thing was. It was like I forget how that whole thing worked. It was like because he didn't want to be in the... people felt that he shouldn't be at the... when they were filming Straight Outta Compton, that he shouldn't be there or anything, but he still was there, and they couldn't really do anything about it. And
like
that's
on
actually
set?
where, that's actually where that happened too. Was on the set of Straight Outta Compton where he ran over the dude, and that's why he's now in jail.
On the set of that movie?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people didn't want him there, but it's like you couldn't really do anything about it, so it's like you just had to deal with him being there at a time because he was being portrayed, and so he was allowed to be there basically because everyone else was. So.
Right. Did you see that? Is that a good movie?
Yeah, I love Straight Outta Compton. It's a really good movie. It's not like 100% factual or everything, but it's still a pretty decent representation of what it was and everything.
It's entertaining?
Yeah, very entertaining.
All right.
I've watched it a lot, actually.
Next up, this is a story I handpicked out of the ether last week. All right, so I'll lay it out for you. CBS News has President Trump saying, quote, "Fox News isn't working for us anymore." And then the rest of the headline is President Trump promises to find a new outlet. All right, so yeah, I know. Hold.
What?
Let me read you a little bit of this article so you can understand what's happening.
Okay.
President Trump was not happy with Fox News last Wednesday, tweeting, "Fox isn't working for us anymore," while the program America's Newsroom aired on the network. It says he did not hide his displeasure with some of the election coverage by Fox, and he suggested the whole network should just go left, suggesting he'd win without their help.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Apparently he was mad at Sandra Smith, who was interviewing a DNC communications director. Trump's not happy. But he wasn't happy about that. He said, he tweeted, "Just watched Fox News heavily promoting the Democrats through their new DNC communications director, spewing out whatever she wanted with zero pushback by the anchor. Terrible considering that Fox couldn't even land a debate. The Dems give them nothing," all caps, yelling. Blah, blah, blah. Look, so I'm going to let you say your piece, but
Okay.
I got to frame it correctly because
Right.
Trump is not going to abandon Fox News.
No.
He is bluffing Fox News.
Yeah.
He's letting them know that he's not happy with them giving any airtime to any Democrats. He wants it to continue to be his
Republican safe haven, basically.
propaganda channel.
See,
Yeah.
that's
it's a bluff. There's no way. There's no way that he will win without Fox News.
The biggest
if they
thing
turn on him, he's sunk.
The biggest thing that bothers me is that like we're just now at a point where he openly admits that like he used like that's his news outlet, that he's basically being used. Like what other president has fucking done that? And we all know who have a fucking working, functioning brain, the people that watch Fox News and the complete idiots that fall for the shit that they spew non-fucking stop. If you watch 5 minutes of that stuff, it's the most toxic, non-factual bullshit. Yeah. They're just saying whatever the fuck comes to their head, and trust me, it's not a whole fucking lot from the morons that they have running that fucking place. So it's like,
I don't think they're morons. They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, but they're fucking they're morons still. Like, they might know what they're doing in that sense, but
they're running a con. Yeah, is what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a complete pyramid scheme that's running this goddamn country into a hellhole.
Well, it's not a pyramid scheme, but it's
the most successful pyramid scheme. Here's Fox. Okay, here's the pyramid.
Okay, go ahead. What are the 3 parts of the pyramid?
Fox is up top. Trump, Republicans. We'll add another level right here. Idiots. The idiots are the Republicans. The Republicans go for Donald Trump. Donald Trump jizzes over Fox News. It all circles back.
It's the circle of life.
It all pyramids back.
Darc Side Dave.
Yeah.
Biology, circle of life with Darc Side Dave.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bluff. He's just saying this to get them to, he's just kind of checking them. He's rattling their cage a little bit. But anyway, it's just interesting. I just want to point that out because it's like, the propaganda arm. He was just tweeting his displeasure with it.
It literally, that makes it, that literally just sounds like what it is. Like, it literally just is propaganda if you're wording it like that. Like, you don't want Democrats on to spew their side, which, I mean, like, there are idiots in the Democrat section. I mean, I can't call, like, one side idiots and not the other, because trust me, the Democrats have a lot of idiots as well. But
they don't have a propaganda wing, though, which is why they lose.
Do they? I don't think they do.
No, they don't.
Maybe NPR. Not
NPR, no. And not MSNBC either. Next up, we've got a Florida man story.
I haven't had one of these in a minute.
This is a good one. This checks the boxes for a good Darc Side Florida story.
Yeah.
Okay. A 74-year-old Florida man met another guy on a eunuch fetish site. You know what a eunuch is?
I don't think so. I probably do, but I don't know
a castrated man.
Okay, yeah.
Florida man meets another guy on this eunuch fetish weirdo site and castrated him. And he's been arrested for practicing medicine without a license, resulting in bodily injury.
So the other dude didn't want to be castrated? Oh, God. He looks like Harvey Keitel's, like, terribly aged cousin.
Yeah. Yeah, Harvey Keitel's cousin. So I guess... I think it was a fetish thing. Like, this is gory, too. It says in the...
They got pictures?
Deputies... No, not that I can see. I know, right? Deputies found the 53-year-old man holding a bloody towel on his groin. His testicles were in a jar by the side of the bed. It was set up as another section of the house was set up as a makeshift surgical room, complete with medical equipment and a camera to record the procedure. The victim was flown to Tampa Hospital for life-saving measures and is currently in stable condition. Okay, so the guy's...
So he didn't want to be castrated?
I think he did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, how can they press charges then? What if the dude's like, I don't want to press charges?
No, that's why... Well, he's not pressing charges. It's like the police are practicing medicine without a...
Is that really practicing medicine, though? Like, I mean, you're just cutting the dude's nuts off. It's like...
It's surgery. Yeah,
it's technically
actually
is,
it's not that like, clear in here. Maybe I might have to.
I've seen enough videos on the internet of people cutting their like shit off that I know that like I feel like it's just a thing now. You never seen videos of like dudes chopping their dick off or like shit like that? You never watched the Pain Olympics and shit?
I've seen the Pain Olympics and I've seen 1 or 2 videos like that.
Yeah,
but the way you're talking about it, it's like you've just seen a whole catalog of them.
I mean, it's been a few.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few videos like that. There's the other video of the dude sitting on the glass jar and it like explodes in his asshole. That was another
one
big
dude,
one.
one jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually won a competition by showing people that video once.
Really?
Yeah. Me and my old roommates were having who can find the worst thing on the internet competition. This was like in 2009.
Okay.
And I pulled out somebody did the 2 Girls, 1 Cup and a couple other things.
Did anyone pull out 3 Guys, 1 Hammer?
What happens in that one?
That Russian video where like they kill like a homeless dude and shit, like beat his brains in with a hammer and shit like that, and like he's still breathing and stuff. Like when he's like fucking like all his face is just completely mangled and stuff.
Nah,
and they just slowly murdered him and shit.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that one's like pretty intense.
A snuff film.
Yeah, that one's pretty intense.
No, I didn't see that
They did
one.
it to. I wasn't the only person they did it to too. They found a bunch of footage with these kids doing it to like a bunch of animals and like I think there was more than one. Yeah. Yeah, Jesus. They got fucked, basically. I mean, as they should have been. They were insane. Killing random people and animals. Felt more bad for the animals.
Not a given in Russia, though. All right.
Yeah.
I got one more to throw at you. Okay, so this... Fred Durst directed a movie.
Yeah. This isn't his first one, by the way.
I didn't know.
Yeah, he directed the Long Shots too with like I think it was like Ice Cube was in it or something. It was a football movie.
I never knew that. But this movie's called The Fanatic, starring who else?
JT.
John Travolta, our favorite People's Choice Award
fucker upper. Which,
by the way, I have to correct what I said last week about that story. I thought that so Travolta hands the trophy to a person who looks like Taylor Swift, but is actually the wrong. I said it was a transgender, but it was actually just a drag queen.
Oh,
yeah. So she was not any type of trans, as far as I know. I think she was just a drag queen. So I just wanted to fix that.
Okay, yeah,
because RuPaul's show is it's like a drag show.
Yeah, and
so it makes sense.
She's in the drag and stuff. Lady Gaga, I know that.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, that was she.
So we're talking about Taylor Swift.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah. Why the fuck was that? Whatever. Was RuPaul up there with her or some shit? Like,
no, not RuPaul. Just that. I don't know, that drag queen that looked like Taylor Swift. Yeah, I don't know. Again, we said this last week, but like, she did look a good bit like Taylor Swift. I mean,
no, she did. Yeah, we'll just go with she, so I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what.
I don't know how drag queen pronouns work.
Whatever they want, I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever. But anyway, so back to Fred Durst's movie.
Yeah.
It's called The Fanatic. It debuted this weekend over Labor Day in 52 theaters across the country.
Okay. That's it? Okay. Weird.
Mm-hmm. Guess how much it grossed?
Not a lot, I know that.
Yeah, just throw a number out.
It's less than 50,000, I know that for sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's less than 50,000. Give it a guess.
16,000. Lower? 10,000? 5,000? 3,000.
$3,153.
That's all the movie made.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
It says that it averaged $60 per theater. Which is like movie tickets are what, $10?
Yeah.
So an average of 6 people. It said basically 3 or 4 people saw it per theater.
Wow. That's nuts.
Yeah, I guess if they're like $12 or $15 or whatever.
That's fucking crazy. That low of money for that. I mean, in all honesty, I watched the preview for it and like it didn't look like that bad.
So this was on your radar before it came out.
Yeah.
Because I saw the synopsis. So apparently it's a movie about, it says the story is inspired by a real life fan who pursued Fred Durst, like a creepy fan, kind of like swim fan or something.
Yeah.
And follows a guy named Moose, who's played by John Travolta.
Yeah, John Travolta's the weirdo. And he looks weird as fuck in it.
Yeah, he does.
But I wonder, like, because I haven't read any reviews about it. I don't know if it's an actual, like, terrible movie or not. But it wasn't marketed, like, at all, really.
I know. I had never heard of it.
The only thing that I saw about it was online, and that was just because my roommate sent me the trailer for it and everything. So that's
we
literally
should
the
watch
only
this one. I
reason
feel like
know.
this would be a good project for us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see it like even more now just because it did this bad.
Yeah.
Like in Fred Durst's first movie didn't do this bad. So I mean,
What was his other movie? I didn't. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. It was called The Long Shots. I think it was a football movie.
You said it just didn't do this bad in theaters.
No.
I'm gonna look up the. I'm curious what the reviews.
Yeah, Long Shots.
The Long Shots.
Directed by Fred Durst. It
and it had Ice Cube in it.
Yeah, that was the star. Its budget was $23,000. Opening weekend, it made a little over $4 million and only grossed about $11.5 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the Fanatic. 17% on the tomato meter.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Wow. Let's see what it is on IMDb.
Someone said, this is the worst movie of the year, quite possibly, but it absolutely must be experienced. Someone else said, The Fanatic has contempt for its characters and its audience. I feel like I want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
We should check this movie out.
Yeah. On IMDb, it has 4.9 out of 10. See, like what got me was the cast. Like, you have Devon Sawa, which is a pretty decent actor. He hasn't been in a whole lot recently. Then you have John Travolta playing this like weirdo motherfucker, a different role for him completely. That's why it was interesting to me and stuff. But I mean, I don't know, maybe it just is bad. Like, but again, I really think the reason why it didn't play a whole lot, get a lot of play in theaters is because it wasn't marketed. Like, it wasn't marketed at all. So, like I said, the only stuff I've seen about it is online or through word of mouth. So it's not like this was having trailers every other day playing on like streaming services or even trailers in movie theaters and stuff. So I don't know. That's terrible though. Only making $60 a theater. Your opening weekend was $3,000. That's shitty. But I mean,
3 people on average, 3 or 4 people per theater.
What do you think would do better? This or a Limp Bizkit reunion tour?
Limp Bizkit reunion tour.
Yeah, probably.
By far.
Because I would honestly probably want to go to
People would go
Limp Bizkit.
ironically and see it,
I would.
I mean, it'd be a fun show.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
We did it all for the nookie.
Yeah, man, Limp Bizkit.
My way or the highway.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I had some Limp Bizkit CDs.
I think we all did. We all grew up in that era.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. What was the one? Starfish and hot dog
flavored water.
Yeah.
I had the one before that too. Mm-hmm. And the first one.
Yeah. Wow, that was their third one? The hot dog one?
Yeah, that was their third one. Well, the first one had that George Michael's cover of Faith. Remember that?
Yeah, that's a good cover.
Yeah, it's all right.
I actually don't mind that cover.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I like it better than George Michael's cover.
And then the second album, I think it was called Significant Other.
I don't really know.
It had break stuff on it.
Oh, good one.
Good one.
It's one of those days.
Just one of those days.
You don't want to wake up.
That's every day.
Everything is fucked. Everybody
He
sucks.
speaks for the generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That new metal generation. Because they were technically new metal, right? Like new metal with a rap. I don't really know like how.
Yeah, I'd say new metal. Yeah.
It worked. That was the weirdest. I think new metal can be up there with one of the weirdest genres to ever exist in music history.
I think Slipknot's album is doing incredibly well.
It is.
It's getting good reviews.
I actually listened to it. It's
I
not
listened
that
to
bad.
it. It sounded like Slipknot.
It reminds me of old Slipknot. Like the first half of the album reminds me of older Slipknot compared to what they're doing now.
Good bit of clean vocals on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean
Slipknot's a pretty good band. I mean, they're good musicians.
Yeah. They're good musicians. I mean, some of them just bang on kegs.
Yeah. There are 9 guys in that band.
There
Imagine
are.
paying like a guy to beat on kegs.
Yeah, I wonder what how they share that.
I was reading something along the lines of the writing process, and like I think Mick, the one guitar player's name is Mick.
Yeah.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Mick Thompson.
Yeah.
I think it was Mick Thompson that was speaking about the writing process and how involved like the clown is and stuff, and he said basically like, yeah, we just kind of write the songs and
Yeah.
And then he does this thing. Beats on
Yeah.
the kegs or whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows,
Which,
though?
I mean, I kind of figured
You never
that,
know
like-
how... Because these guys came from Iowa
Yeah.
in the 90s, and you never know how important those other members were in getting a band like that going.
No,
when
that's
getting
true.
started. You never
Yeah.
know. I mean, they could have been the ones that were putting all the shows together and doing all the business. I mean, I don't know. So
I mean, they have a drummer, 2 guitarists, I'm pretty sure,
yeah,
lead singer,
bassist,
bass,
and you got the
DJ.
DJ. And then you got 3 more guys. So
that are basically just
there's
percussionists.
two percussionists, and then 1 extra guy. I don't know what
What
he.
other guy do?
I know that I know some of them do like backup vocals on their live, like the extra screams and whatnot. And yeah, I don't know, man. But their live show's awesome, man. I saw this video. I was sharing this video like last week about it was Slipknot in like 2001. Playing a track off their second album on Conan's show.
Yeah.
They fucking just crushed it.
Oh, yeah.
They're awesome.
They're
live.
great performers.
Yeah, you got 9 guys up there running around with these Halloween masks on. It's pretty sweet.
There's a video on YouTube of their first, when they did Ozfest for the first time, like back in 99 or some shit. There was like a video of their first set, like going with their small ass stage. But dude, they killed it just the whole time. Like it's crazy. Like they are a good. Like I don't mind Slipknot. Like I still listen to the self-titled album like all the time. I think that's a great fucking album.
Is that the first album?
Yeah, from when it was.
I like the second one the best, Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa's good. And then
After
Volume 2. Was that the one with Duality on it?
Volume, yeah, I don't know.
Or Volume 3? I think it's Volume 3.
Vermilion. Yeah, that was their third album that had that. I kind of fell off after their second album. I was kind of not listening to that kind of metal anymore.
I feel that. But I mean, they do a pretty decent job in what they do. I heard that
I would like to see them for sure.
They just played in Pittsburgh like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I missed it.
I heard it was a pretty decent show too.
I bet it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Entertaining as fuck.
All right,
I
so
was kind of mad I missed it.
Take us into the next story.
Okay.
It involves the gays.
I was gonna say that we wanted. Well, there's a couple stories that kind of like involve sexual orientation. I didn't know which one we wanted to go into first. We'll go for the gays first.
Go for the gays.
I don't like the way that sounded.
Going
but
gay.
Going gay.
Darc Side Dave going gay.
Okay, well, do we all know what conversion therapy is? It's where you convert Christian gay men back into straight men
And kids.
with the power of God,
Teenagers and
Jesus
stuff, too.
Christ. Yeah.
Right.
Well, they don't matter.
Basically, it's psychological abuse.
Yeah, pretty heavily. Pray the gay away. That was always the.
I'm pretty sure it's a
tagline.
big factor in a lot of suicides.
Oh, probably
I bet it's linked.
guaranteed. Anyway. Check the Bible Belt for all those suicides. Let's see what the reasoning is for half of those. But yeah. So, a South Carolina man who founded one of the nation's biggest conversion therapy ministries has something to say. And that is, he's gay. But,
Surprise.
yeah, really. That doesn't surprise me at all, in all honesty. I guess, he's very against it now. He's trying to make up
Against the conversion therapy.
Yeah, he's trying to make up for lost time, basically. I guess, trying to.
Sucking as many dicks as he can.
Yeah. But I guess he was fired from the faith-based conversion therapy program. It doesn't really say why or anything. They probably
Use your imagination on that one.
Someone probably walked in at the wrong time during something.
Yeah.
But he's now advocating against it, saying conversion therapy is not just a lie, but it's very harmful.
That's honest.
It's false. He's just said it's because it's false advertising. It is what it is. Like, you can't change someone, which, I mean, if you had a brain, you'd already know that. Like, but again, if
That's
you're
a
brainwashed
fundamental price of entry into religion is turning off part of your brain.
Yeah. He did it for over like 20 years though. He was doing this shit.
I would like to know how many young gay men and maybe women too. I don't know. Probably not though. He actually contacted during that time or tried to convert. He probably has like a path of destruction. He's got a lot to make up for.
Oh yeah,
because that's. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's like psychological abuse.
No, it is.
You're taking someone who their whole identity that they did not and can't choose or change, and telling them that fundamentally their whole existence is wrong and that they did something bad just by being born.
Right.
And that it's their fault.
Yeah.
And they need to do something to change it, even though they can't change it.
Right.
Even if they want to. So, and a lot of them probably do because they just want to, they if you grow up in that environment, you think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when you're getting it spewed into your head every single day that you're different and you're not like normal.
God hates you and you're going to burn in hell.
Yeah, there's something wrong there. You're
No wonder people don't want to come out.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want to either.
And especially in like fucking like heavily religious states and stuff that are still very ass backwards with this shit. Right. And like it's in this article, like it's pretty interesting. I didn't know this. 18 states have banned conversion therapies. Like you can't do it like in like 18 states. Good. But there's still 32 of them that you can do it in.
Right. That's most of the country.
Yeah. So I don't know if PA is on that list or what.
I don't know. Conversion therapy. So fucked up.
It's yeah, it just makes me like pissed whenever I think about that. So have you ever had like a conversation with like someone that like really like thinks being gay is a choice?
Yeah, it's a brick wall.
It's literally like you're like it's like throwing a tennis ball at a brick wall. It's just gonna keep coming back to you terribly. And
I mean, it just like go talk to some gay people. Like, that's all you need to do.
That's
a lot of the answer to a lot of things like that.
Well, some of the people that I have talked to have like talk to gay people and like know gay people and shit and still think that it is a choice. And it's just like how like I always try to say like I'm like okay, well you're attracted to women, right? They were like yeah you didn't choose that.
Well
right?
Yeah, but they think it's unnatural because you're attracted to women for reproductive biological reasons,
right?
I get their line of thinking. However, it's flawed because there's plenty of examples of homosexual acts and gay sex in the animal world too.
Yeah.
So
tons.
Say it's unnatural. It's not.
It's not.
So, I mean,
But again, it's like
some of the most gay hating people in the world, most gay hating men in the world,
probably
Muslims, also fucking each other in the ass.
Yeah.
Right? I've heard that from multiple different people. Actually, some military dudes that I have talked to about their time like in Iraq and Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. They say that like a lot of those guys, like they got wives back home or whatever.
Yeah.
But when they're out, they're fucking each other.
Okay.
Because it's just like...
What else you
like
gotta do?
For the bros. Like it's just like friendship and...
Saturdays for the boys.
Meanwhile, basically. They're throwing gay people off roofs and shit.
Yeah. Stoning them to death. And
insane.
Shit. Yeah. There's a lot to progress with that religion too. It's not...
Yeah. They all suck.
Yeah.
Every religion is
just... not one is not better than the other. I'll say that. But
well, some are more violent than others.
Yeah, well,
that's for sure.
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean they're better than others. No. I don't know. No. But yeah. So, you know what the opposite of gay is though? Straight. You know what they just had in Boston? What's that? A straight pride parade.
What do you think about the straight pride parade?
There's a lot that I got to go through with this, basically. Okay, so first of all, I'm already going to get it through, like, out of the way. Yes, it's your First Amendment right to hold
be a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
you have a right to say obnoxious, terrible things.
Yeah, you can be a troll all you fucking want in this country.
Doesn't mean you should.
It's just the norm anymore. That's literally the normality of this country, being a fucking troll. It's how it is for the past 4 years. It's not going to stop anytime soon, probably, because the trolls have basically taken over.
I mean, there have always been obnoxious, gay-hating assholes.
Yeah, but now they're in the fucking limelight.
They're empowered.
So, yeah, they're in the spotlight now. So it's terrible for the ego. The ego boost is just up here. So I had a brain fart there for a second. My bad. So you have these group of people that are coming out and marching for straight pride. Right?
Whatever the fuck that is.
Exactly.
What is that?
Right, exactly. These people have no clue what it's like to be ridiculed, sometimes harmed, and just fucking hated for no reason.
Well, let me tell you.
Because of your sexual orientation.
They're about to find out what it's like to be ridiculed.
They have not had to go through any of this shit the gay community
right.
has had to go throughout the fucking years and are still going through today.
Right.
So you want to tell me you want to take your small dick energy, go out into the fucking street and march for straight By the way, the parade was led by Milo Yiannopoulos, who is openly gay. He's openly gay, but he's the biggest fucking troll that has hit America. He's literally a piece of shit, vile fucking human being, and I hate him with every ounce of my fucking body.
Right.
I'm so glad that everything that had happened to him, that he lost his book deal,
he got
his
fucked
life
up.
went to shit, all of that. So you have that whole thing.
He got caught up in some controversy for saying some
because it was
neo-Nazi shit or something, right?
I don't know about that. It might have been. I mean, the thing with him is he
got jammed up with a controversy and lost a lot of his.
It was the priest shit. He said that he kind of preyed on priest and wanted the priest to fuck him, basically.
He said that?
Yeah.
And that fucked him up?
Yeah. It was a weird
shit
time.
Half the time.
But yeah, the
whole controversy, it was a weird time.
Yeah. The weird thing about Milo, because everyone, people do call him a Nazi, which I think he personally does have those viewpoints, definitely. The one thing that people throw back at you with when you say that, he's a gay man married to a black man.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you guys know how many fucking situations with marriage that are scams that have happened in this life? Do you think that maybe that whole thing could just be a cover-up? Oh, well, I say some fucked up shit, but at the end of the day, I'm gay, married to a gay black man. So I can't be a Nazi and all that shit.
Do you think maybe he just got married to, help his career?
Half of me thinks that, yeah.
Fend off the you're a Nazi?
Yeah.
See, I don't know about that. For someone like him, I could easily see him being someone who, well, for example, so he's just a blogger / provocateur kind of.
He wrote for Breitbart for a while, I'm pretty sure. Which again, another reason why you should not like him.
He, I could see him. I think he's one of those people where I don't actually know what his views are, because I could easily see him just playing this part because he saw an opportunity to have a career in it.
That's half of who he is, I think. That's literally half of who he is.
So I don't know for sure he could just be doing what he wants to do by marrying whoever he wanted to marry.
Well, see, I'm not saying that, I think that for sure, but I'm saying the evidence is there that could be a reason
it could
for
be,
it.
but I'm just saying he could. I'm not so sure what he thinks. I mean, I think he obviously writes and says and pushes and furthers some really nasty agendas.
Yeah.
Super right wing,
yeah. So
crazy
there are
human
a few
rights
theories,
rolling back type of viewpoints.
Yeah. And I have a few theories about him with that.
Okay, go ahead.
Darc
Side Dave theories.
So
I love these.
Wire. Okay. I just think that Milo, he's in that troll category. He's the leader of the trolls, basically.
Shitpost article guy.
Yeah. I think anymore, since he's lost a lot of his credibility and fame, he will do anything to keep himself in the spotlight.
Yeah, for sure.
Any fucking thing possible, including going to a straight pride parade and fucking marching and leading with them and shit and making a speech.
Clearly. He made a speech?
I don't know 100%, but he was supposed to. I honestly, it just kind of made me mad after a while fucking reading about this shit that I just kind of turned it off because it's just fucking nonsense. Like,
Straight pride reminds me of Blue Lives Matter. Or All Lives Matter or whatever. Yeah. Because it's just like it's taking...
Both work.
It's taking something that is... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know if I can explain that.
You're trying to bring light to one issue, but people just don't give a fuck, and they're flipping it into a whole other issue that doesn't
like
really
contrary.
Even exist.
They're just being like reactionary and like trying to oppose the like all lives matter. Like, yes, obviously no one's going to argue with that, but what you're saying is intentionally just stamping on the point of the whole Black Lives Matter thing.
Right. And not a lot of people understand that when that whole thing was going on.
Yeah. And like, straight pride thing is, I think it's the same thing.
It is.
Like, you're proud to be straight. Like, no one's fucking proud to be straight. Are you serious?
You're just straight.
Like, what are you proud of? That's like, are you proud of like, I don't know, your other natural attributes that, you know, like, are you proud to have toes? You want to have a parade about that? I got toes. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
No. And I don't think people are proud to be straight either.
It's just.
And Milo or whatever his name is, he knows who the people are who click on his bullshit. Yeah. So that's why he's there.
Yeah.
Know? Smart move. If I was him, I'd do it.
I mean, it is a smart move, you know, to go to a parade that probably had maybe 3,000 total people.
Because he knows he lives in that right-wing space. He knows he lives in that gay-hating space. People who consume the type of media that he has been associated with tend to be anti-gay. They tend to be like small dick energy. Yeah. Big time white guy, angry at the world type of crowd. Yeah. And that's who's going to show up at the straight pride thing. Mm-hmm. It's a good move by him.
I mean, it is.
I give him a thumbs up on that.
I won't give him a thumbs up because I just can't give him anything positive.
For what he is, he does. He's good at it. Although, if he truly lost his platform and stuff, then I guess he's not doing that great of a job.
Well, he lost the book deal. I don't know if he ever ended up publishing it himself because the people who were publishing it like said, "Fuck you, no, we're not doing that." Basically, so I don't know.
In response to some scandalous thing that he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a dude like him, like that's just kind of par for the course. Like that's his whole career is based on him being outrageous and people clicking on his name, and then they see his name and they click on it. Like that's it.
Yeah, it kind of is, but it's just like, dude, I listened to that dude for like 2 minutes, and I literally just want to punch him in the fucking face just because of his like the way he says shit, like his demeanor. He's just like a smug little fucking asshole. Basically.
Smug is a great way to put it.
Like he's just like the worst fucking person to have to deal with, talk to.
And he
like,
knows
anything.
it, and he's monetized it. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you guys were if any of you were at the straight pride parade. Congratulations, I don't like you. So is what it is. You're just a bunch of fucking morons, like everyone else in this. Fucking
I would be
country,
amazed if anybody is listening to this. I mean, please.
But see, like,
please feel free to hit us up in the DMs if you were at that parade. I mean, for what that's worth.
Yeah,
I'll talk to anybody.
I think the protesters actually like outnumbered the parade.
Probably,
from what it seems like.
Probably.
You know, and it's like, and I'm not talking shit on like protesters and shit, but a lot of the far left protesters that are out there are just as fucking clueless as the far right ones.
Well,
so like they live in their own little safe space like world that I think is going to work.
That's not like a right or left thing. I think what it is.
Well, no,
it's just the group of people who in the middle of the day have time to go stand around on the sidewalk and yell. It's not that far fetched that they're going to be a bunch of dickheads in there,
right?
And like weirdos and losers, right?
Well, that's why.
Who do you know that's going to spend their whole afternoon in the middle of the week going downtown and like yelling about stuff?
None.
And if you did, you can imagine who. Like, think about of all the people you know, the people who are going to do that. There's probably some goofballs in that group, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I can agree with a lot of what someone's protesting about, but like, it's just the fact that in any group of people, you're going to have a range.
Well, I just say like with that, because I say like the far left and stuff and the far right, because both of those like groups to me, they're just out of their fucking mind. Like they're just too far gone with
don't
that
do
shit.
the,
Like,
the equivalency thing
right
on both sides, because
like,
that's always misleading.
Well, no, it is, but you know, I've watched I've watched like videos of speeches from people who are in the far right and then people in the far left, and the far left has honestly has pissed me off just as much as people with the far right sometimes with some of their shit that they're pushing for.
Far left, quote unquote, in the United States is not far left. The far right is far right.
Right.
Because we've talked about this once or twice before, how the measuring stick is it's off balance. In the true sense, conservative, liberal, like ultimate right wing, if you take right wing ideas as far as they go, you get ultimate authoritarian, complete police state, totalitarian state, right? You know, kind of like Nazi Germany or anything like that.
Right.
A fascist state. Right. If you take the far left, as far as it goes, you have communism. No personal property.
But everything's
owned by the state. No one wants communism. They don't want that. No one's asking for that. No one wants look, true all the way far left. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like the state owns all the property and everyone just shares.
Right.
No one wants that. And it doesn't work anyway, any more than a far right, dystopia government works. Right. Either way, they're both fucked. But the things that the people who get called far left in the United States, the things that they're asking for, they're not that far left. Like the thing, like what do they ask for? Universal health care, legalized
that's
drugs.
More like left and shit. Like I don't consider that like far left and everything.
I'm saying in the true sense of what far left ideas, like they get,
right.
Like because my brother gets pissed off about this a lot, that the right wing is just supercharged and small dick energy out the wazoo right now.
Yeah.
And they have a big megaphone because they've got one of their own, Donald Trump he's just such a hypocrite. He's just whatever he doesn't know what he is. No, he doesn't. But he just followed whatever path was in front of him.
Right.
To get
whatever was easiest for him to win.
Exactly.
He went for. Yeah.
Because he used to be he donated just as much to the Clintons as he did to back in the day. There's all kinds of photos of him hanging out with the Clintons.
There's literally like there's a confession of him saying if he ever ran for office, he would run Republican because the people were dumb. Like he's literally basically said that before. They're gullible and they know what and he knows what they want to hear.
Right.
He's gone on record to say that, and people still love him. Yeah. Like I don't understand. Like
he's got a powerful propaganda tool, man. They just anything that comes out that hurts him with that group, they just cover it up and lie about it.
Yeah.
And talk about something else.
Yeah.
But, it's... Richard Nixon would have loved to have had Fox News. Watergate would have never took him out of office if it wasn't for Fox News.
That's true.
Good
old dick.
If, who knows, man? If Hitler and those guys had something as wide-reaching as like a Fox News globally... Who knows? Yeah. Who knows what kind of support they could have gotten?
That's true.
Outside of Germany.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, he had it pretty on fleek in Germany.
Had it on fleek in Germany. Yeah. They controlled the government. They controlled all the media. That's
controlled
what
the media,
Goebbels
the companies.
Did. They all radio, all news, all everything was whatever they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's. And Putin does the same thing in Russia to an extent.
Yeah.
He allows a couple of networks to be not state-controlled so that he can create the illusion that there's a free.
Right. But
if they say something that pushes too far, they end up disappearing with a fucking
I was
going to
say, how many people how many journalists have probably disappeared out of Russia?
There have been, beyond disappearing, there have been journalists murdered, gunned down in broad fucking daylight.
Yeah.
So
go Putin.
Yeah.
Trump's best friend. And role model.
Good buddy. And and big spoon to his little spoon, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
All right. Dan Crenshaw, congressman, former Navy SEAL. So you can already tell all around American. If
the eye patch guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wears an eye patch. They made fun of him on SNL, and he got all sensitive about it because, of course, these people don't understand comedy. So anyway. Apparently, there was this story. 5 men tried to rob a young woman some morning. I think it was yesterday morning. She had a handgun on her. She pulled it out, started firing, and I guess clipped one of the people or whatever. Yeah, she was okay. And this isn't a bad thing. You know, this is that's what we have handguns for. If you are allowed to have one legally, that's what they're there for, self-defense and everything. You know, nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong at all. Dan Crenshaw retweets the story and has to throw his half-retarded retort in there by saying, situations like this story are why we protect the Second Amendment. Side note, with universal background checks, I wouldn't be able to let my friends borrow my handgun when they travel alone like this. We would make felons out of people for defending themselves. AOC comes back at him by saying, you are a member of Congress. Why are you lending guns to people unsupervised who can't pass a background check?
Right.
Which is very true.
Right.
And not even a background check, a basic background check. Because
why are you even hanging out with people who can't pass a basic background check?
Exactly.
As a member of Congress.
She says the people you're giving
The truth is
gun,
he's not. It's just a stupid fucking
a
fake point to get people riled up. Go ahead.
Right. She also continues to say the people you're giving a gun to have likely abused their spouse or have a violent criminal record and you may not know it. Why on earth would you do that? He has to come back, basically has no argument with this, and just is the whole defensive thing, saying, just so I'm clear, you think my friends are domestic abusers / criminals.
Right.
Seriously, that's your argument, that they can't pass a background check.
Well, she didn't say that. He said that.
Exactly.
And that's not her argument.
Wrong. People lend guns to friends, especially if they don't own a gun, for self-defense and hunting purposes. This is America outside of NYC. And let me tell you, we grew up in a pretty hick-ass fucking town. I have never once heard of just lending someone a gun.
Maybe for hunting.
That would be the only...
But hunting has nothing to do with what he's talking about.
Nothing at all.
And let me tell you something else. This whole fucking thing from the ground up is an intentional distraction.
Yes.
To stir up. Because you know why? Fucking handguns... It's the mass shooting, right? That's why we're talking about guns. That's why we're always talking about guns. The fucking small dick energy, usually white, angry lunatics who go out, they go to a store, they buy an assault rifle. Not a handgun, not a shotgun, not a fucking deer rifle, bolt action deer rifle, an assault rifle, an AR-15 usually.
Mm-hmm.
They buy ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to Walmart or the mall or the place where they work or a fucking random public place, or like in Texas, steal a goddamn mail truck, drive around, and they fucking shoot random people.
Mm-hmm.
And they kill a lot of them because they have a gun that has high velocity bullets that will rip through a person and just is difficult to survive.
Right.
These things don't happen with handguns usually.
Not
and
usually.
Handguns have nothing to do with it.
Right.
The only reason you're bringing up handguns is to piss off people who have handguns. And this whole fucking fantasy Rambo scenario where you're getting robbed and you pull out a gun and fucking like John Wick and shoot people is just that. It's a goddamn fantasy.
Right. It's just like this dude's an idiot to begin with. I watched him on the Rogan podcast.
Okay.
He's not a smart individual whatsoever. I don't think he should be anywhere involved with politics just because you were a former Navy SEAL.
These arguments work.
They do because
and they
he
get
knows his
people
target
riled up.
audience.
You don't need to be smart to have an instinct for that.
Right.
I mean, it could be he's talented at it.
Right.
Clearly. Got elected,
and
I guess,
especially if you're in fucking Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just... It makes no fucking sense.
It doesn't.
Why do people not want background checks? Why? If you can't pass a basic background check for a fucking gun, you shouldn't own one.
All right, so let's do a little thought experiment. Okay, imagine if you had to pass a background check in all circumstances to be able to buy a weapon.
Right.
Okay, what would the background check look like? You can't have any violent offenses. You can't have a criminal record.
Right. You probably can't have any drug
convictions.
Anything dealing with drugs on your record.
I'm okay with that. But mostly the violence and mental health.
Yeah, that's a big thing. If you've been 302'd and shit like that.
If you've been 302'd, you shouldn't be able to.
You can't. I don't think you can if you've been 302'd.
Right, but you can buy a gun without having a background check. So you can go to a gun show.
Well, yeah, I was going to say go to a gun show.
I'm saying, so imagine that. That's always been a popular idea. Always. Mm-hmm. It never gets passed because Republican members of Congress take money from the gun lobby.
Right.
And they can't do it, or they lose the money. But like, here's the thing. So let's think about this. Mm-hmm. Imagine of all the people you know, think of someone who can't pass that background check.
Okay.
Especially not worrying about the drug thing.
Right.
Think about someone who's been 302'd, if you know anyone.
Yeah.
Or someone who has been convicted for some type of violent, especially domestic violence.
Right.
Think about that person. Do you want them to have an assault rifle in their house?
I wouldn't even want them to have a handgun.
Right. But just think about that.
Right.
That's point number one. And it's obviously the right thing to do. And it's always polls well. Like, people want that. But it never gets passed because, again, that's where the big money in politics stops what the people want from happening. Number two, nobody needs an assault rifle.
Nah.
For anything.
I mean,
if you do have one, it's a toy.
No, exactly. I was gonna say.
It's
they are fun to shoot.
They are fun.
In all honesty.
I've shot them, but we grew up in a rural area.
Right.
I've shot them.
We've shot these.
It's
before.
a fucking toy.
Yeah.
So
it's literally like
if people and then they just make that argument like you can't ban them. How come all these? I'll make the argument for them. How come law-abiding, shooting enthusiasts and gun owners should have to be punished because of what a couple of lunatics did? Fair point.
Right.
But the more important overriding issue with that is, do you prioritize your recreational toy over innocent random people dying?
Right.
Because that lunatic can go without even passing a background check and buy a weapon like that and then kill 30-some people or even more. I mean, they sell those 100-round drum. Like the shooting a couple weeks ago in Ohio, the dude had a 100-round drum, one of those things that it goes around.
Yeah, it's
on
like a
both
double.
sides.
Yeah.
100 rounds in an AR without having to reload. Right?
Yeah.
In these mass shootings, that's what, when you see the ones where, 20 people are killed, 30 people are killed or more, like if the dude was in there with normal weapons, like they always make that argument, like you can't stop crazy people because they're always going to be crazy people and they're going to, yeah, but that crazy guy, I'd rather deal with a crazy guy with a Glock than a crazy guy with a fucking AR-15.
Yeah.
Like, please. And I'd rather get shot by a handgun than by an AR because
depending on what rounds is in there,
as long as you get medical attention and you don't bleed out, you can survive a handgun wound,
right.
Gunshot wound to the torso, as long as it's not destroying your heart. If it goes through some organs or whatever, like as long as you get medical attention,
stomach might be like
you could
the worst spot.
It would suck, but you could survive it.
Yeah.
AR gunshot wounds from high-powered rifles are a lot more difficult to survive.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a fucking no-brainer. They just stir up the whole handgun thing. They stir up the Rambo fucking hero fantasy thing. They stir up why should we have to be punished? Like, it's not punishing you. It's like, what if everybody could have fucking like do you want your neighbor to be able to have like a, like, I don't know, like, should your neighbor be able to have like some kind of radioactive lab in his house that can mutate you and give you cancer? Like, why should that law-abiding guy be punished because it gives people cancer? Like, well, because it hurts other people.
Right.
Like, I want to have a radiation lab in my house. Like, you can't because it gives people cancer. Like, you're not being punished. It's just, you want to live in a society or do you want to live in a fucking
normal society?
We live in a society, okay? We live in a society.
That's it.
That's all I have to say.
It's a dark society.
It is, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have to say about the gun thing. It's
just
nobody can argue.
We're
with
literally
any of that,
beating
really.
a dead horse.
It's just but it's the reasons for that are the big money in politics and Fox News, the propaganda shit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've always said too. I mean, like handguns aren't the issue.
They aren't.
Like, at all.
The handgun violence is kind of a different issue.
Yeah.
You know, like drug violence, inner city stuff, and domestic violence where you have, but like cases where a guy snaps and shoots his family, like that's not the shit that's happening every other week that's on the news right now.
No.
So
it's a little bit different.
When I talk about handguns, to me, that's a different issue.
Right.
I think bring back and we did ban assault rifles before from 1994 to 2004, and it worked.
Yeah.
So could just bring it back.
A lot of people don't like to hear that, though.
They don't like to hear it, and they're afraid to say it. Elected people are afraid to say it,
right?
Because it's unpopular in a way.
The NRA will stop giving them money.
It is popular, but it's unpopular with the money source.
Right.
In any case, I think that's all we have for the news today.
Yeah.
End on that bright note.
That's
good luck out there. Don't get shot.
Yeah. Please.
Hide under the desk or whatever. Good luck.
Whatever they tell you to do in school, just do it.
Yeah. It's fucked, man. I think about like my wife go to McDonald's, like Walmart or whatever, without thinking about that, because like there was a Walmart that got shot up, you know. It's like, why should we have to be thinking about like, is this the last time I'm going to see, you know, my family member or whatever, because some fucking small dick energy MAGA hat wearing fucking neo-Nazi lunatic's going to shoot up Walmart?
Well, dude, just think about it. It's happened like in Walmart. It's happened in concerts. It's happened in movie theaters.
Everywhere.
Like anywhere you go socially, it could happen in. It's like
randomly in the street. That's
why they have alcohol at a lot of those places, so you can just forget about it completely.
I guess so. Do they have alcohol at Walmart?
That's what I do.
Maybe they should.
I don't know about in PA, but in certain Walmarts, I think they do.
Yeah.
That's why you can just pick up a 6-pack and walk around and do your groceries real quick.
Just walk around drinking beer. Yeah. But that's it for this week. Thanks for listening and watching us. Find us at Darc Side Podcast on Instagram, the Finger Guns, and on YouTube, Darc Side Podcast Official. My name's Matt Elias.
Dave Viana.
Late.